Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to All Things Division 3 Soccer with Simple Coach and Jackie. I am Jackie, and that there is Simple Coach, sleeping away. Yeah, no, I know. I'm actually Simple Coach, that's Jackie. So I was supposed to have 4 games today to ref. I was donning out the Simple Ref outfits. I was all set to go, but it's been raining like the dickens for the last day and a half. So all 4 of my games got canceled. Picked up another game, hopefully here at 11 in a couple hours, but I'm really skeptical that that'll get played, but it'll be a U13 league game. So, yeah, we'll see. But the result is that, my productivity during the day has gone through the roof. So I'm actually going to be early with these. This video, the Gamer Games of the Week, the Midweek edition, to talk about the games that are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday that might be worth catching. And top 25s, lots of changes, lots of wins, lots of losses. It's going to be pretty interesting. Hopefully I will get on those, I'll say tomorrow or definitely by Tuesday. Should get out with the new rankings. Like I said, lots of interesting games, some surprises, and there's some games today that that'll be interesting. So with that, why don't I begin as I always do, ladies first, and we can take it from there. So, a couple games on Monday that I thought are interesting. Mary Hardin Baylor at Trinity, which is always a battle. Mary Hardin Baylor is undefeatable at 6-0, and Trinity is 2-3-2. And then another game on Monday, you have Mary Washington at Lynchburg. Both teams are 4-3, and this, I think is an ODAC game. So pretty interesting matchup between two pretty even teams. Being that it is at Roanoke, it is on a Monday. I suspect that I'm going to give Lynchburg the upper hand here. So that's on Monday. On Tuesday, a couple games as well. It is on Tuesday. Oh, let me just say, if I'm watching one of those games, I'm going with the Mary Hardin Baylor at Trinity, just because I think that's a pretty heated rivalry. On Tuesday, 2 other games. You have Geneseo State at 5-1-2 against the 6-0-1 University of Paywall. So that's Rochester. And the next up game after that, a Battle of Ohio, 5-2-2. Ohio Wesleyan battling Bishops against the Blue Streaks of John Carroll at 3-1-3. If I'm choosing one, I am going with Geneseo State at University of Paywall. Unfortunately, as the name implies of the great university, it is there is a paywall, so you have to pay like $9 to watch the game. So I won't do that. But I'll be caught watching the Ohio Wesleyan John Carroll game as a result. But 2 great games. Wednesday we got a number of games. So 5-2 Messiah at Dickinson, who is 6-2. You have this is the one I really like. Occidental at Cal Lutheran. Occidental is at 3-1-2. Cal Lutheran at 7-0-1. You have RPI 4-0-3 travels to Springfield, who's 4-1-2. That's a pretty evenly matched game. Out west, you have Simpson at 6-1. These are teams that you look at their records and and you look at the games they play and you're like, there's some really good competition going on out in the Midwest and out west. So back at it, 6-1 Simpson travels to 5-1-2 Wisconsin Eau Claire. You have Ohio matchup, 7-0-2 College of Worcester. The Tartans face off against the Yellow Jackets of Baldwin Wallace at Baldwin Wallace. So Worcester 7-0-2, Baldwin Wallace 4-2-1. I'm a big fan of Worcester, so I'm thinking that they could take this, but BW is a tough place to play. The stadium, kind of narrow and turf. So you also have Gettysburg, 3-1, travels to Catholic 4-2-2. Unfortunately, they are part of the pay-per-view conference. Catholic is, so unless you're willing to pay, which I am not, you won't get it. You won't get to see it unless you're there in person at Carlini Field, which is a wonderful place to watch a game. Battle of Ohio, 3-2-2 Heidelberg heads out to face Oberlin, who is at 3-4-1. An NJAC game that could be worth the effort or worth the watch. 5-1-1 College of New Jersey faces 2-5-1 Kane. Hour away from each other at Kane. Could be a difficult place to play for TC&J. But I would expect TC&J to take care of business. Out Midwest, St. Mary's at 3-4 travels to Gustavus Adolphus, who is 4-4. I think this could be a pretty good matchup. And then lastly, Ferrum 5-2-1 travels to Roanoke 4-2-2. Another, traveling to Roanoke can be tricky. So, but if I'm going to watch a game on Wednesday, this one has all the makings of a great game. 4-2-2 Scranton against 4-3 Misericordia. I think this is going to be the match of the week for me. Like that, that could be a really great soccer match. All right, so on the ladies' side, the games that I will definitely be watching, that is Mary Hardin Baylor against Trinity, Texas. On Tuesday, again, the game that I would watch would be Geneseo State at University of Paywall. But in the absence, I'll just go with Ohio Wesleyan at John Carroll. And then on Wednesday, I forgot to mention another game that I'll definitely be looking at. The Scranton at Misericordia. But then there's also another one that looks really intriguing to me. 5-1-2 Ithaca travels to 4-0-3 William Smith College. So that's the women's side of the bracket. Why don't we shift over to the men's side? So there's only one match on Monday that really got me interested. So Wartburg 5-0-3 travels to Wisconsin Whitewater 8-0-2, and I think this is almost like a clash of the Titans. Like this is the battle to end all battles, right? Bragging rights. On Tuesday, there's a number of games. Got University of Paywall actually travels to 5-0-2, travels to Geneseo State 5-3-1. So that'll be one to keep an eye on. And you could watch it because it's at Geneseo State. Uh, Steve, here's one. Here's another one that I'm like, wow, this is another good one. Stevens, 3-1-3, travels to Widener, who is again undefeatable at 7-0. So that is definitely one to check out. You have three more games. Illinois Wesleyan, 2-3-1, travels to Wabash at 3-2-2. And then Geneva at 4-4-1 travels to Bethany 2-5-1. And I think they just play on the football stadium now and don't use that wonderful setting of a grass field for the games. I'm not sure, but every time I watch them, they happen to be on the football stadium, which is a shame because if you check out the Fields of Dreams that I did from Bethany, the bowl that they have for the soccer field is just is such a cool place to play. Always was a fan, even though it was intimidating as all can be when I was there. But if I'm going to pick a game, again, two teams that are sort of a little bit flying under the radar. I am going with Augsburg at 6-1 is traveling to St. John's, Minnesota, for to face who are 5-2-1. So that looks like a really good game. And Augsburg 6-1-1, that's real solid. There is another game though that I would definitely be watching. St. Olaf at 4-3, having a little bit of a rough go of it to start. New coach, and yeah, just not getting the results that I think they probably deserve. Face off against undefeatable Carleton. Yeah. So Carleton 9-0. One of the few undefeatable teams right now, which I think are, let me see if I could pull that up. There are, like, on the men's side, I should do this. I'll do this at the end of the undefeatables, and I'll highlight those because it is interesting. There aren't that many. I was surprised. Thought there might be more, which I think talks about the sort of the level of the game so far, right? Like, it's really hard to go undefeatable. So if I'm watching the two games I'm going to watch, like I said, for Tuesday, I'm really rambling today. I'm sorry. St. Olaf at Carleton and Augsburg at St. John's, Minnesota. Wednesday, bunch of games. You have Wesleyan at Tufts, the NESCAC tilt. Wesleyan at 2-0-2, Tufts at 4-1-1. Next up, here's a real humdinger. I think this will be a really good one. Calvin, after beating John Carroll yesterday 5-3 in a crazy game, standing at 7-2, travels to Chicago, who is 5-1-1. RPI at 3-2-2 travels to undefeatable SUNY Oneonta. Right, that'll be a great game. And John Carroll 5-2-1 faces off against 5-2-1 North Park. I think that could be a really good game. Ohio Wesleyan 5-2-1 again, sort of. I think they're starting to come into their own. They just beat Wilmington, I think 2-1. Goes to Capital at 6-1, record 6-1. Denison 6-1-1 travels to Otterbein for another interstate Ohio game. Denison looking to bounce back from the 1-0 defeat they had this weekend. Dickinson, excuse me. Oh, I got to sneeze or something. Dickinson 4-2-1 travels to Gettysburg 2-2-3. That could be a good game. Dickinson having a great year. This one again, same thing. I actually might attend this on Wednesday. Kane at 5-0-3 with junior Dante East up front, extraordinary ball player, and against the College of New Jersey stands at 3-5-1. This is an NJAC battle. It's like brass knuckles are permitted. Roanoke goes to this. This is like Hatfield McCoys and the McCoys, yeah. Roanoke 2-5-1 goes to Washington and Lee down the road 4-1-3. So that's going to be pretty. That could be a pretty crazy matchup. Johns Hopkins 4-2-3, tying along the way. Travels to 3-0-4. McDaniel, yeah, having a good year as well. And this might be the year that McDaniel can take it against Johns Hopkins, because Johns Hopkins is, I think they're struggling to find the goal, so, or at least the times that I've watched them. And then finally, Bard, travels to 5-1, travels to Vassar 4-3-1, who I still think is a really good team, just has been unlucky on the scoreboard. But if there's a game that I am going to watch, it is Plattsburgh State 5-0-2 travels to 6-1-1 SUNY New Paltz. I am a SUNY New Paltz fan, so that would be the game I would definitely watch, along with the Calvin at Chicago. Those are two outstanding games. So there's no Thursday games that I saw that really do anything for me. But if I was picking Monday, Wartburg at Wisconsin Whitewater. Tuesday, St. Olaf at Carleton. Tuesday as well, Augsburg at St. John's, Minnesota. And then on Wednesday, you can Calvin at Chicago, and Plattsburgh State at SUNY New Paltz. So let me just really quick, because it is interesting. There's only 2, 4, 6, 7 on the women's side of the game. There's 7 undefeatable teams right now. At 8-0, Westminster, PA. That's remarkable. I wouldn't have thunk that one. Mary Hardin Baylor at 6-0. Pomona Pitzer is at 8-0. Wash U 7-0. No surprise. I don't know, but Coach Gunderson has Christopher Newport firing on all cylinders. Are currently 9-0. Coach Wyan at NYU has the women really, really going strong at 6-0. And then finally, my number one in my ranking last week was the 8-0 Carnegie Mellon. So those are the undefeatables on the women's side. On the men's side, there's fewer. There's only 5 undefeatable teams. I mentioned Carleton, 9-0. I mentioned SUNY Oneonta, 8-0. But also Texas Lutheran, 8-0. Widener, I mentioned, 7-0. And at 8-0, we should, stop the presses on this one. My Mount Union Purple Raiders stand at 8-0. and just defeated Hiram for that. So just a remarkable season by the Purple Raiders. And I think if I'm going to do top 25, I think I'll just put Mount Union on all 25 spots because I'm so elated right now. But okay, so that's that for this week's edition. The games that I got, let me just review those. On the women's side, Mary Hardin Baylor at Trinity on Monday. I would go with on Tuesday Geneseo State at the University of Paywall. If you can't if you can, and if not, you can watch the Ohio Wesleyan at John Carroll. On Wednesday, Ithaca at William Smith is a game to watch. And then the other game that really has my interest is the University of Scranton. The Royals travel to Misericordia on Wednesday. I don't have any Thursday games this go around. I think they're less and less on Thursdays. So, and then on the men's side, on Monday, Wartburg at Wisconsin Whitewater. On Tuesday, I'm going St. Olaf at Carleton. I'll be watching Carleton close on that one. And then Augsburg travels to St. John's, Minnesota. So that's Tuesday. On Wednesday, there's two games. Calvin travels to Chicago. That could be a real banger. And then Plattsburgh State travels to SUNY New Paltz. And that's also on Wednesday. I don't have any Thursday games again. Kind of light, and nothing really sort of floated my boat. Okay, I hope you have a wonderful week. If you're watching this on Sunday, I hope you stay dry. It's kind of, like I said, ugly out. Enjoy the games. There's some games today. I don't know. Let me see if I have these. I do. So Sunday, Bowdoin at Williams is a game. They got a bunch of NESCAC games. The schedules have all changed, so I'm just putting that caveat out there. And then for the women, Pacific Lutheran at Linfield, if you're looking for a game today. All right, all the best. And like I said, enjoy, and I will see you in a couple days when I do the top 25s.